Good morning everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So starting off with EurUsd as normal, we're still stuck in this range. I think this range bar off the moving average here is very interesting. So we had this level in yesterday, that was 117.741, and you can see we kind of got back down there and then formed a range bar, but it's pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4 8-hour bars of confusion. Okay, so it does look like the bias is ever so slightly to the upside at the moment, and that basically equates to a weaker dollar, and you're seeing that on the other currency pairs, for example, like the South African Rand dollar. You can see how the South African Rand is strengthening at the moment because of the weak dollar. But I'm still not entirely convinced. We're going to have to break above 118.761 and retest that area for me to believe that. I think we're trapped in this range for some time until we get the political noise sorted out. So if we just get down to the hour on this, you can see big move down, rejection, and a second move down, just short of the level. And now we're forming what does look like a little bit of a wedge here. Okay, so I would, by the looks of things at the moment, I would expect that it's probably a second move down to come and test this level properly, 117.741. If we do get, I'm just going to use a block here, if we get above that area, there is potential for a long, but look how close this level is here. So for me, the dollar is still sit on hands, well, for the euro dollar at the moment. US dollar, Japanese yen. So firstly, we had this trend line. We had a break, retest, break, and whatever's happening at the moment. Okay, this level here is holding up price, and that is 105.290. Now, I'm just going to draw this other level in here because that's fairly significant. So that's this previous swing low, which was a head and shoulders. There's a shoulder, there's a head, and there's like a double shoulder here. Okay, so that pattern did play out. You see the break, the retest of the neckline there, and then a move, another retest of the neckline, and a move. So we are now sort of bouncing around between these two levels. So the big thing is, does this level hold, 104.974, or do we have a bit of a deeper pullback onto the moving average? Now, we are pretty close to the moving average. Now, if we're looking for dollar weakness, we would expect this to fall. Looking for dollar strength, we'd look for it to continue. So if looking at the EurUsd, looking at USD Japanese yen, no real clear picture as to what's going on. That on the hour, I mean, you'd be forgiven to thinking that is a potential double top. What will validate that is a break below here, 104.833. And you can see how we're hugging the moving average at the moment and the trend line right now. So this is a no-no for me right now until we get below this level, 104.833. We get below that, probably come down to 104.424, then come up and test this and start bouncing. That would get me short. So for now, I'll keep my hands in my pocket from that pair. Euro Aussie dollar, this does look interesting. So we had this level in yesterday, which was 162.796. We have rejected it, and we are now moving to the downside. Only problem we've got is this major support that we're coming into, this zone of support here. So what I would be looking for here is pullback again, and you can pretty much just keep your trend line drawn in, look for a pullback onto there, and then a breakdown. At the moment, this is looking like a consolidating flat bottom triangle almost. So we need to get through the zone for it to continue, but there's definitely opportunity short. So I think any pullback is worthwhile shorting. You're just going to have to be taking profit fairly soon, so 700 odd points. So it's fairly decent trades, but you're just going to need to do that. Right, moving on to Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, and you can see we have a breakout underway. So we had the pullback onto structure, which was here, 0.94359. That long is pretty much in play. We are now flirting with this area here. Okay, so the fact that we're above it at the moment, we need to wait for the 8-hour bar to close above it, and we've got an hour bar which is a couple of minutes away from closing, so more than likely going to get an hour close above this area of 095174. And if that does happen, I would want to see a bit of a continuation, pull back onto the structure of 095174, and then look to buy into this. So Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, pretty much the same as yesterday, where it was looking interesting. You can see how we pulled back onto the structure, bounced off it, had a second attempt at it, and then moved up. So if you're looking very carefully, there is sort of a rounding bottom here. Okay, so obviously we need to get above that. And what that does for you, though, is pretty much brings the next level into play, and that's going to be something like that. So I would expect us to be targeting somewhere around 095953. And I'm just going to go back to the 8-hour, and you can see how that structure lines up. Look at all these tails here. Rejection, rejection, support, rejection, support. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at the moment. Okay, so this is definitely something worth watching today for an opportunity. Just wait for this bar to finish. It's going to finish shortly. We'll come back and look at it at the end of the video. It'll probably be finished by then. Okay, so next one is British pound, Japanese yen. Another one. We've had a fairly solid break out of this zone that we had here. Haven't had the retest though, and it's just continued. So I'm looking for the pullback here. And we may get a pretty deep pullback onto the structure here, but this is definitely the zone I'm waiting for. So that's 137377, or alternatively 137682. So I want to see, I've seen the breakout, there hasn't been a retest, I'm looking for the retest at the moment. We are sideways. Now, being a British pair, there is an opportunity here to be trading the London breakout strategy, which basically means whichever way it breaks out of that current range, and you can do that on a 15-minute chart. So you get a 15-minute candle below, there's an opportunity to short with a stop up there, you get a 15-minute candle close above, then there's an opportunity long and stop below there. If it's a long, then I would expect it to move a little bit further, so I'll just move my stop to entry. If it's a short, I'd be looking for either the height of the range. Okay, so if I do that, that gives me the height of the range there, or it would be double the height of the range, which looks like more like the structure to here, 137682. Okay, so that's something worth watching as well this morning. There might be a quick scalp, long or short, on the breakout, and then any deep pullback into this zone will get me long. Okay, Aussie dollar, US dollar, another breakout. You can see we had this consolidation area I had in yesterday, and we had the one rejection, and then we moved to the downside, and now we are breaking out pretty solidly. So if we move to the hour, you'll see there's our consolidation, and I would almost be looking for a pullback onto that area. Okay, ignore this side of the equation, look at this side here. See, down, lower, low, higher, low, higher, high, forming. So kind of a rounding bottom here, but this is a breakup for me, so I'm looking for pullback into 072937, and then probably another move to the upside. Okay, that's kind of the structure we're seeing. So you can see that that's the second Aussie dollar pair, actually third Aussie dollar pair where there is movement at the moment, and one more is British pound, Aussie dollar. So you can see we've moved up. Okay, technically trend is still down. That is a potential short. We've just got this area of congestion here, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see us just tag 179944. Okay, if we look at that, you can see we've broken below structure. I'm just going to move that line there. So what we're looking for is a pullback into this area, and that would offer a short opportunity, stop up here, and you're looking for a move back into this zone here. Okay, 179944. Okay, so let's just get back to Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar here. You can see we've got the hour close above that. So now what we're waiting for is either a continuation and pullback, or it could be a one bar pullback. Okay, and sometimes what worthwhile is looking on an lower time frame like a 15, and that's not really anything to be watching, but this is the Asian session, so just keep that in mind. The pullback could be a bit deeper, so it could be pretty much onto that structure there that would still validate along. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me today. It does look like a little bit a few more opportunities here on the Aussie dollar than on the other pairs at the moment. We've got Brexit noise still hasn't sort of sorted itself out, and we've also got the dollar noise as well at the moment, or the US political noise. So anyway guys, I think whatever you do, keep those stops really tight and take profit often, because there is no really strong trend at the moment, and we're waiting for all the little balls to fall into place before the market continues. And we still have the Christmas rally coming up as well, so that's something which we need to talk about tomorrow. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.